Hello and welcome to another Tech Talk brought to you by the Albert Lea Public Library. Today we're going to be talking about backing up your files. So it's important to remember that as we move more and more tasks online, that information stored on computers can be lost. More important tasks are being moved online. You may only get electronic bank statements. Tax forms are all done online for the most part these days. Other things, photos that you may not want to lose might not be printed. They may be digital anymore. So those types of things generally are stored on a computer or a device. And it's important to remember that things can happen to computers or devices, and you may lose that important information forever. So the easiest way to protect files that you don't want to lose is to create a backup of those files. When I'm creating backups, I look at a piece of, a document and say, if I were no longer to have access to this, would it be a problem? And that's kind of how I judge what to create backups of or not. You can definitely back up your whole computer or your whole device, but a lot of times all you need to do is back up some files. So we're going to go over just a couple different options on how you can create backups for those important files that you don't want to lose. And then just thinking about the various risks that come. So there could be a fire, your device could be damaged, fire or other weather-related event, theft, your device or computer could be stolen, it could have accidental damage, maybe like the weather event, a flood happens, it gets water damage and it no longer turns on. The computer could totally die and then everything wouldn't be accessible on the hard drive. And then viruses can get in and you don't have access to your files. So those are just a few. There's a few, there's other things. If you're talking about a mobile device or a laptop, you could lose it. It could get stolen, theft. It's easier to steal that, but than a hard top computer. But so those are just some of the risks. So there's really two main backups that exist: external hard drives and then cloud storage. So we're going to kind of go over the pros and cons of each. So external hard drives, it's a hard drive that you buy. It's usually pretty small, maybe the size of like a CD cover or floppy disk. You can purchase in different sizes, so you can purchase ones that hold a ton of information if you want to back up everything, or if you have a lot of videos or photos. You can purchase a smaller one. An easy comparison, if you've never had experience with external hard drives, is a USB drive. A USB drive is essentially like a mini external hard drive. It's a storage device. I don't recommend USB drives for storing important information as a backup because they are extremely easy to lose. External hard drives at least are a little bit bigger, so they're not as easy to lose. And usually with an external hard drive, you're not bringing it other places. The main purpose of a USB drive is to put a file on it, bring it somewhere else so you have access on a different computer or different device, whereas an external hard drive, you usually don't do that. But if you're thinking about an external hard drive, it has the same risks as a computer, right? It could be stolen, it could get damaged, it could all of a sudden no longer work. So while an external hard drive is an option, just remember that it's really important to keep it in a secure location. So don't keep it anywhere near your computer when you're not using it, because if that part of your house gets damaged, then likely the external hard drive will get damaged as well. So it's recommended, if you have really important files on there, to keep it in maybe a fireproof safe or somewhere else secure in your house. And they're really easy to use. It's just like a USB drive. It comes with a cord. You plug the external hard drive into your computer, and then you just transfer files over that you want to save. So external hard drives used to be the way to create backups of your information, but now more and more people are using the second type of storage, which is cloud storage. And we talked a little bit about this last week in the Introduction to Google Drive Tech Talk, but cloud storage just means that your data is saved to online servers instead of hard drives. So the risk is kind of not on you, minimized, because the online servers tend to be a lot more secure. The companies that run them have a lot of money to put into security to make sure that nothing happens to your data. I know there's people that are still a little nervous about storing things in the cloud, and that's understandable. It's still a newer service, but I'm going to go over some of the pros about it. So your files are a lot less vulnerable to risk. So you don't have to worry about a theft, a fire, things like that. That's not your, it's stored on an online server, and so if something happens to your computer, you'll be able to get a new computer or find a different computer, log right online and see all your files. So that's really handy. Most services are free. So with an external hard drive, you have to go out and purchase it. USB drives, as I mentioned, not recommended, are generally affordable these days. So external hard drives it's not a terrible investment for keeping your data safe as a backup. But when you compare it to getting some storage space for free, it's a little different. So you can usually sign up for an account and get some storage for free. And if you just have a few files you want to save, that's usually enough. If you have a ton of pictures you want to save, things like that, then you may have to upgrade to a higher plan. And usually they're monthly fees. So that's a little bit different. External hard drive, one-time fee, you buy it, you're good. Cloud storage, if you need more, it's usually a monthly fee. But generally, if you don't need to back up your entire computer, you just need to back up important folders, then cloud storage will work just fine, and usually the amount of storage that they give you for free should work for you. And then a couple other advantages. So as I mentioned, you can access your storage from any device with an internet connection. So if you need to access something when you're on vacation and you're using the hotel computer or friend's computer, you can just log in with your account and your files will be all right there and you can access it. And it's really easy to share files in case you have to share files with someone else. So just a couple added advantages that an external hard drive doesn't really have. External hard drive strictly for backing up files or getting files off of your computer that you may want to save up to free up some space on your computer if you're running out of space. Cloud storage, a couple other advantages. And then a couple common cloud storage services that you may have heard of. Dropbox. Google Drive, we talked about that last week. OneDrive is Microsoft's cloud storage. And then iCloud is Apple storage. iCloud mainly used for if you have a Mac computer or also iPad and iPhone devices. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to back up your entire device in case something happens. It's a lot easier to lose a phone than it is a desktop computer. Then you could upgrade your storage and back up everything. OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, they have mobile apps and components. But those are mainly going to be used on desktop computers, laptop computers, and potentially higher functioning tablets. So just a few services to look into if you're looking at cloud storage. You could see how much room they give you for free, what their upgrade options are, just in case you think you might need to purchase more space. And same thing, it's really easy to upload your files. You can batch upload all your files that you want to save. You can upload them individually to those different services. If you're going to purchase more space in iCloud and you have a Mac computer, then it'll automatically back up everything if that's how you have it set. So that's kind of the basics of the two main ways to back up your files. It's really important to create a copy of those files in case something happens to them and you no longer have access. And you can kind of think about which one works best for you: external hard drive storage, cloud storage, or maybe a combination of the two for different types of files that you may want to back up.